often I've heard growing up that, oh, they're chaplains or they're medical. They're
Yeah.
not really,
Yeah.
How do we, and I know Chaplain Shike, that was his big thing, that
Yeah,
we
it's
are
great.
not unique. We're an AFSC just like any other.
Yeah.
We're not some subset of it. We're officers, we're chaplains, and
Yeah.
we need to operate as such.
That's right.
How do we continue to enforce that? We're just not, oh, that's just the chaplain, or that's just the religious affairs airman.
Yeah. It is and always has been both and. There have always been chaplains who thought of themselves mostly as officers, and maybe they couldn't get in any other way, so they got an MDiv and said, "I'll be in the Air Force as a chaplain." I mean, that doesn't happen much, but you can become overly enamored.
Correct.
With because being in the Air Force is cool, right? I mean, it is amazing. You're around the most amazing people on the planet, so it's awesome. There are also chaplains who never really get the fact that you're an officer too. Like you have to cut your hair and make sure your shoes are shined, and you have to pass your physical fitness test and all these other things. And so it's always both and. And I think the way that we have to see this, and I suspect that most faith traditions, or at least most endorsing agencies, let me say it that way, see the military chaplaincy as a mission field. Now, I know that upsets some people because they think, oh, you're going into proselytize. That's another conversation for another day. What I'm saying is that the mission field is such that, like any other missionary, your job is to go into the field of ministry that you've been given. And your job is not to try to make other people live like you, at least in terms of lifestyle and that sort of thing, other than the faith stuff. But your job is to identify with them.
Yes.
Your job is to have what we in our faith tradition would call an incarnational ministry. And so my job was to show up and let everybody know that, yes, I was a visible reminder of the holy. Now that's weighty stuff.
Yes, it is.
I'm a visible reminder of the holy. And as such, there are things I don't do. And I think as chaplains, we're more respected when there is a sense of separation. They see us as holy people. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Yes.
On the other hand, if I'm the slowest runner, if I'm the one who looks the unfittest in my uniform, if I'm the one who isn't respected as a peer among those that I'm ministering to, then my ministry is diminished.
Yes, sir.
And so it's both and so just like any other effective missionary would go in, you look around, you are a visible reminder of the holy, but you got to figure out, I got to eat their food, I got to do their work, I got to make sure that if they deploy, I deploy. Why do chaplains love to deploy? It's not just because you get cool ribbons.
Exactly.
It's because that's where you get to do the real ministry.
Yes.
When they are in a dangerous place, when they're in a place that they're away from other distractions, that you can minister to them in ways that will be transformational. And so it's always been both and from day one to day number last, one of the things a chaplain has to do as a means of ministry is to make sure that you're a really good officer and that you're a phenomenal chaplain. And when people think of you, they think of God. Yes. And they have good thoughts about God. I think if that can happen, you've done your job.
Wonderful.